Monaco. The track where if you avoid the walls 5 times, you actually hit them 20 times.
9.9 seconds.
This is the Monaco Crash Prix.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monaco Crash Prix. No flashbacks were used in the making of this video. None at all. Anyway, let's get right in here at Wall City. And let's see how much pace we can leave for our qualifying lap. We are in Q2. There is rain on the way, so we need to get our lap done as quickly as possible. Into turn 1, brake at the pedestrian crossing bit, and careful not to run into the wall on the exit of Sandefort. All the way up the hill and into a Massenet. Try to keep it tight, pull the car over to the left. We have a bit of a moment and we run wide as we make our way down into Casino Corner, or pardon me, down into Mirabeau. We ran wide going into Casino, and that's what cost us a lot of time. Down into the lows, hairpin, first gear, full lock, easy on the power as we make our way down into Portier 1. Bit of a back end loss as we make our way into Portier 2, short shift up to third gear as we now make our way into the tunnel and out of the tunnel. Brake after the 100-meter board, down into second gear, get as close as you dare to the wall, through the Nouvelle chicane and back on the power, and now into most people's favourite corner to back. Carrying as much speed as you dare, completely flat into the first part of the swimming pool section, into the second part. We could have taken a little bit more curve, but alas, the rain has already started to fall as we drop it down into first gear for Raskas. Short shifting up to second, into third, drop it down into second for Anthony Knowles, and back on the power to complete a lap here at Monaco. A terrible lap, mind you. It's only a 12.4, and I think we got into the 11s in Q1. And as you can see, we are in 10th place, but as we fast forward, we drop down to 11th, and that means our chances of Q3 are already done and dusted. We easily had 2 more tenths in the car, so I am somewhat disappointed. But at the same time, it does mean we get to start on a fresh set of tyres. But here at Monaco, fresher tyres mean nothing when you compare that to track position. So 2 tenths is all that we needed to make it into the final session, and then it would have been raining for Q3, so who knows what could have happened there. For the race, though, I was considering, do I want to go mediums onto hards or hards onto mediums? But judging from the tyre life, I think medium softs is possible, so I want to start on the mediums just in case. As always, knock that fuel load all the way down. I think we want to have it under 39. Come on, Milky, drop it down a little bit more. We keep it above because I didn't really do much practice because of the engine issues that we've been having, and I wanted to save a bit of engine life, as we're not planning on changing any components until after Baku, so it's all fresh for when we get to France, Austria, etc. So yeah, there we go. We're starting P12. You can let us know in the comments where you think we're going to finish the Monaco Crash Prix. Put it in lean, overtake, and we are ready to go racing here at Monaco. We actually get an initial decent getaway, but there's just nowhere to go. Verstappen starting on the hard tyres. We're boxed in behind both the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen as we make up our way up the hill. Räikkönen has a bit of a moment with the back end. We make sure that Ocon and Stroll can't get past us, and we have a moment with the rear end. Again, it was so tricky, the conditions. But, well, I mean, the conditions aren't tricky. It's just so tricky to keep it out of the walls. Either way, we hold on to P12. Where we started as we make our way to the lows here, but just be careful not to run into the back of anyone. It is such a pain in the arse. But yeah, there you go. Verstappen and Räikkönen still side by side. I tried to get the cutback, but I made a mistake, and we should be up into P11, but I just misjudged it. We tapped the back of Räikkönen. Thankfully, no wing damage. Stroll having a little thing. We go late on the brakes, almost run into the back of Kimi, but we keep our front wing. And we hold on to P12. Räikkönen's on soft tyres, so to be honest, I don't really expect to be able to stick with the Alfa Romeo as we have a bit of a moment coming through the swimming pool section. That happens a lot, and while you may not be seeing all of it in this video, it happened a hell of a lot. I mean, you saw it in the precursor video, the intro video. There were a lot of saves and far more than the 3 we included. Anyway, on lap 3 though, we've got the gap to Raikkonen at about a second, which is good, and Stroll actually is going to have a look. We actually cut him up in the second part of the Novo chicane. That's entirely on me. And then on the exit, we're side by side, and we're just a bit too late into the back on the brakes. We lock up, and once we've locked up, we're always going to end up running Stroll out of a track. So that's a bit dirty for me, but there you go. Lap 7, we caught up to Kimi. Verstappen is a further 3 seconds up the road. We're going to have a look down the inside into the Novo chicane. Nice and late on the brakes. We leave Kimi a bit of room as we run wide through the second part of the chicane. And that's us up into P11. 3 seconds behind Verstappen. Let's see what we can do and whether we can close that gap down. Lap 10. So within 3 laps, we have caught those 3 seconds. And now we're on the back of this train that goes all the way up to P8. And we actually just throw it right down the inside of Verstappen. Instantly into the low step. And we leave him some room through Portier 1. And into Portier 2, we are clear in P10, and we can now try to hunt down Carlos Sainz. And speaking of Sainz, we're closing in at the end of the lap, and this is where I remember, hang on. Back at ERS, my old teammate Technovin, he got squeezed into the wall, and it completely wrecked his race. He should have won the race, and as a result, well, he didn't win the race. So considering that, and I know Techno's watching, let's call some PTSD, shall we? We get close to Sainz through Raskas, we throw it down the inside of Sainz, and we take the position! But we did it much cleaner than the Racing Point, to be fair. I mean, I'm fairly happy with that. Now, Perez is 2 seconds up the road. On lap 19, though, Perez has pitted, and it's actually Verstappen who dives into the pits. And at this point, I had to decide, okay, do I want to pit for hard tyres and try to come out in front of Verstappen, who'll be on mediums? Or do I stick it out on mediums and go on to softs in about 5 laps time? Well, we'll have to see. We're about 6 seconds ahead of Stroll, and actually 5 laps later, Albon's close right up to us. And we use that as an opportunity to dive in the pits. Verstappen had caught up to us as well, so he had caught an entire pit stop in those, what, 6 laps? So yeah, there you go. Coming out of the pits though, we come out in P9 behind Daniel Ricciardo, just ahead of Lance Stroll. So I think if we had waited one more lap, that could have been crucial. Sorry, behind Sergio it would have been. Lap 27, we're very closer to Danny Rick, but we can't find any way through. So we just try to maximize our run out of the Anthony Knowles corner. We're close to Danny Rick, but we just don't seem to have speed. And we try to go down the inside. Very, very late move. And an unfair move as well. And there were a lot of dirty moves here at Monaco. I'll be 100% honest. Not the cleanest racing. Lap 30. We're closing in on to Lando Norris. 100 meters on the brakes into the Nouvelle chicane. We outbrake ourselves a little bit, but we get the job done. Up to P7 with 13 seconds behind Verstappen. We're 4.5 ahead of Ricciardo. 9 laps. We need to be gaining over a second a lap. It's unlikely. And on lap 39, the gap to Verstappen has remained about the same. We were able to pull like 3 seconds to Norris. And then in the last few laps, our tyres have really kind of started to fall off in terms of grip. So, as we always do, we use the last lap just to kind of recap the race. I'm very happy with the race. We started down in P12. I didn't expect it to go this well. Best of the rest in P7. The reason why we really struggled to overtake people is I changed my setup from 1.7 wings to, I think I went to 5.11 for more downforce. And as a result, it's really compromised us in the straights. That's why despite us having DRS and slipstream, it's been so difficult to overtake, even though it is Monaco. So yeah, I think that's the cause of our overtaking concerns. If we didn't have that, we might have hit the wall a few times. But yeah, there have been flashbacks, I will admit. But that being said, a lot less flashbacks than I assumed. I probably used about 4 over the course of the race, something like that. So yeah, it's I'm fairly happy with how that went. But we take P6 here at Monaco. Pardon me, P7. And in the championship standings, we aren't too far behind the likes of Lewis Hamilton. Still 20 points behind P4. We're in P7, which is exactly what we want. Best of the rest in the championship is all that we can ask for. So yeah, we just need to get our heads down. And once we get to France, we'll see what we can pull out. In the constructors, though, I think we are P4. So yeah, we'll take that. Now, it is time for some driver interviews.
Fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Hi Claire. Oh, sorry. I need to get my sponsors out. Need to look professional, isn't it? We gained a lot of positions during the race. We did. I'm pretty happy with how the race went. We went from P12 up to P7, so we weren't really thinking we'd get points. So I'm really pleased the car had a lot of pace in the race as opposed to what we had in qualifying, where we did seem to struggle a little bit. So I think I personally made some setup mistakes. I think we went for too high of a downforce setup, and as a result, it just cost us. It felt really comfortable in the race, but it was just really tricky to find that little bit extra time that I think would have helped us massively.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
I think with the collisions, I think it's entirely my fault, but with Monaco, with the way the track is, it's just so difficult to overtake, and unless you risk an accident, you are not going to get past, and we threw caution to the wind a bit. We went for those mistakes. We'll see what the stewards have to say about it. I think they were hard, but I think they were just about fair. So apologies to any of the drivers if they were upset about the incidents, but it's racing, and you just got to take the risks here at Monaco. Otherwise, you just don't get the points. So we found ourselves in a situation where we were on fresher tyres, and we had to make the most of them as quickly as we could because they were going to drop off quickly, and we did that. So yeah, we take it.
Great. Well, that's everything.
I do hope you guys are enjoying these interviews. I'm enjoying making them, but yeah, that's everything here from Monaco. We get more rivalry points over Pierre Gasly, but 100 subscriber episode is gonna be that Monaco race because, well, yeah, everyone decided to like Casper's comment for some unknown reason. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Chances are the race is gonna end after 5 laps after I bin it into a wall. But yeah, hey ho. Again, thank you for the 100 subscribers. Thanks everyone for the likes and follows on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. It's super cool. We'll be back in, well, I should be able to get the next episode out in half a week. I'm trying to do about 2 or 3 episodes every 2 weeks or something like that. So yeah, next race will be at Azerbaijan. Not gonna change any engine parts or anything like that. So that once we get to France, we can upgrade everything, and we can look for some big points at some of our better tracks. But yeah, that's everything for this episode. I'll catch all of you guys later, and until next time, guys, stay milky, and assalamu alaikum.
You, Anna!